the throwing of the toilet paper to the celebration at the end. It's kind of like Happy New Year in the negative. There are lots of things, but wrapping is it's really easy. It's also really easy to clean up afterward. The only challenge is getting the right ideas.
Okay, I have Ellen and then Juliana.
You had your hand too, George, right? Okay. All right, so just a suggestion proposal that maybe Thursday we do something with chalk and also try to get inside, like maybe make appointments with her. Maybe that's a good point that she's not only the rep for this area, she's also the head of the Democratic Party.
The
so
minority,
the minority, right,
yeah, the chair of the minority.
yeah, so maybe you don't have to live in the district to make
No,
an
you
appointment.
don't.
Maybe I
No.
should have done that. Where we try to reach her and maybe, I don't know, this might sound kind of silly, but maybe not in an inflammatory way, but in like a, we're just trying to reach you kind of way. And the chalk is something that we could kind of do without a lot of pre-planning and maybe like talk online about what it is. And then maybe on the 31st, plan something bigger and kind of have that like toilet paper and tangled thing. I've seen things on the internet of like big butts with like toilet paper and like TPP, flush the TPP long banners and stuff. I mean, my brain doesn't really get art. Like I'm not really artistic in like putting things together. So like kind of hearing this stuff and thinking, how could this all exist? Plus a press release and everything in like a couple of days. So I don't know. So just a thought to maybe do two things. And the first as kind of simple as possible and try to meet with her if she's here. And then the other one maybe more like, the outreach to people and the cool media-looking creative things that will draw people's eyes.
So, what's the main slogan? Like, if somebody's driving by like super fast, what's like Google like the stop the TPP or stop fast track? What's the main slogan? It's like it's gonna be like the one that's like everybody knows what they're talking about. Expose TPP, stop TPP.
Flush it.
Flush.
I'm gonna
So that'll bring the
can I
most
cut off for a
attention.
moment? Juliana has something to say, and then I want to start focusing in on the days, and then we'll start getting into a discussion of the different ways of approaching
The
this.
wording, yeah.
Okay, art, placards, whatever.
Okay, I would put Ellen set it up at 2 different dates, doing something sooner while we're here, and then again later when we have more time. I like Jeffrey's idea about the wrapping things. I think that being theatrical will really draw the media towards us, make them pay attention to us. My first thought when I was thinking of, we could wrap images of things that the TPP would destroy. You could even dress yourself up like a tree or Mother Earth, and you could have it like, maybe like this dirty toilet paper, like not like really dirty, but like,
Chocolate.
yeah, like chocolate or marker,
Spray
like
paint.
it's like, and you're like, people will say, hey, what's that, and it'll make them interested. There's a lot we could do, and then,
Okay, just to give kind of a general layout, we had 4 dates. We had the 2nd, the 9th, the 20th, Martin Luther King, and 31st. If we want to get going on something soon, I don't know if Sarah can notify the chalk people, the chalk attackers. We can do that at any point.
We'll let our people know too about that.
The 2nd seems kind of get in there quick. So then the next thing is we need to build, we should try to build an event for a particular day with a lot of participation. I tend to agree with Ellen that later is better than sooner, so that we can really work on this for the next few weeks. And even today we'll have a discussion about signs and art and everything. We'll continue that right now. But we can start honing it a little bit more. But more importantly, I think, is we've got to get other groups involved, and we've got to reach out to them. And so everybody can weigh in on this, but the 2nd for the chalkers, unless somebody thinks the 9th and the 20th makes more sense, then we have the 31st. Give us a little time to kind of notify people. So I'm taking a stack beginning with Ronan.
I like the 2nd and the 31st, but I also like the 9th because it's right after they throw the fast track in. So I don't know if throwing a third action in is too much, even if it's just a small chalking or something like that.
The energy for a campaign.
Next Sunday, well, next Sunday's the 5th. It's going to be on the 9th that they're going to.
8th is when they're
I
doing
think
it.
the 8th is introducing it, the 9th would be the next day. And I think it's like 72 hours is the minimum turnaround time. That's what I've heard.
So is there like a Twitter storm or something after that? Or?
There was a Twitter thing the
Oh,
other
nice.
day, it got a good amount of press. I'm not on Twitter, I think it would be good to like keep following up with stuff. And, Facebook is something that people can use to, not to assume everyone is on, but.
Anybody else on the dates specifically? George?
I think I would have to agree, let's shoot for the 2nd for the talking. I don't know about the 9th, maybe. As far as Martin Luther King, what I would recommend is we leaflet on events on Martin Luther King Day, little mini flyers, getting people to come to the protest on the 31st and do a big one then. And we show that in the leaflet the linkage between Martin Luther King and how he would have opposed the TPP.
Jeffrey?
I'm just wondering whether or not it matters whether Nancy Pelosi is here or not
Right.
in her office. She's so ensconced, she's so,
The Ivory Tower.
Even if
Yeah,
she's,
exactly.
even if
so
she's not
unreachable
here, she'll
that-
know what happened outside her office.
Exactly. And so using her being here or not, I think is not necessarily important at all. I think numbers are slightly important, and therefore our ability to get ourselves there on the 2nd, possible, but,
What day is that called?
yeah, it's Thursday.
Is that called?
So then you have New Year's Eve being the night before, or the day, second day after that. There's just too much conflict. And if it doesn't matter whether she's here or not, why would we want to perform it that way? I still like George's idea of using theatrical, or Juliana's idea of using theatrical informational stuff as our main cutting edge, basically, informational flyers. But if it doesn't matter whether she's here or not, I don't think we should try to do this on the lay. The other thing that I really like that I think George said at the Fed thing, this is a long struggle. We're not trying to win tomorrow. We would hope that we can win something tomorrow, but we're going to be doing this for years, and it's going to outlive all of us. So better to do it well, and to be really clear, and to do it with as much force as we can, nonviolent force as we can, but let's not hurry to our own detraction. Let's try and figure the best way to reach the most people and have the most effect. So I like the 31st is the day, if that's an international day. And then if we want to do something like chalking or throwing toilet paper or wrapping something, that's almost, let's go do it.
You don't need a lot of people for that.
Yeah, it's just making an image of her or making the year 2014 or something, and just wrapping it up and try to get press.